Welcome to the stream. Ooh, starting quite late. Later than intended, later than usual. On a Monday night, but I'm not going to miss stream. So I will read for an hour or an hour and a half. We are in Chapter 3. Live Quarter and Gyaru Edition? Excuse me? In the last chapter, we had actually finished Chapter 2. Seemingly the chapter that just takes forever. And we lost, obviously, what's his name? Mystic? A very cool, chilled detective. One of my faves. And the murderer was... Turn away now for spoilers. Downtown Detective. My actual fave. So we lost two of our favorites. And it's taken to now for me to get over it and be able to continue playing. So we're going in. Bzz, what's up, humankind? Today's episode is a special one. Love me, hate me, or hate to love me. It's your boy, QD. It's your boy! Here's a random question. What does friend mean to you? They're nice, right? Hanging out, eating snacks, chatting, sometimes fighting. One realizes what a blessing such carefree days are at some point. Have you not, sweet child? Now's the time. Late to the party, my condolences. So was I. Oh, don't talk shit about Downtown Detective. My fashionista friend was like that too. She and her friend, M. They were total BFFs. Oh, how she loved her. It made her so hateable. They were so close. They spoke on the phone every night. They were the best around. Nothing was ever going to keep them down. Or is that reference outdated? Sorry, I heard it online once. Anyway, back to our original topic. Little Miss Fashionista thought she knew everything about M, but one day learned something she never knew before. And why was that, do you suppose? It's time for everyone's favorite segment. There was a long pause there, but I didn't feel like doing the pause. The Quartering Do Quiz! This is tough. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with because you killed her. Oh, I thought there was gonna be another drum roll, please. The answer is... Because M spilled her guts, you see. Literally. Even with a bestie, it's not every day you get to learn what color someone's insides are. Fashionista and M. BFFs forever. Yuck, 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 yuck. We got jokes here. Quartering Duke's got jokes. I don't know how much time has passed since we entered this hidden passage. We're still moving in the gloom, unsure of what's ahead. At first, everyone was too nervous to speak. Now, however, I can hear voices piping up. No, how much longer is this stupid thing anyhow? Out of my way. I'm gonna sprint to the end. Oh, wait, there could be more traps, Rowdy. Listen to him, Rowdy. We're all feeling a bit impatient, so let's take it easy, shall we? God, this pisses me off. Say, Push, do all rich folks' houses got big old tunnels like this? What? Well, the thing is, my house is not nearly so large as this. Huh? So it's smaller? Even though you're all rich and famous? Is this like some reveal that she's not actually going to be from like a noble family, or her noble family's disgraced, or like her family lost like all their money or something? We see that a lot in like media. It's like, oh, I come from a whatever. I jest, of course. Any upper class estate would obviously have one or two of these on the premises. She a poser. Yeah. This passage just keeps going and going. What could someone be trying to hide digging a hole this deep? Everyone may be chatting, but things feel just as tense as before. It's no different from when Holmes died. They all must be making small talk on purpose to redirect their thoughts. They're as gritty as ever. I bet they've experienced tight spots like this several times over, especially compared to me. As I walk silently, downtown's dying face keeps reappearing in my mind. We had only spent a little time together, yet she taught me so much about being a detective. Unlike the others, it's still difficult for me to switch my mood at will. Bookworm. God, two of our favorite detectives died, and then probably somewhere in our third to fourth favorite here is she's depressed now. She lost Mystic. It's really our roster of cool characters has really taken a hit on all fronts. It's kind of unfair. Wish they'd shut up. Bookworm mutters beside me, her face bitter. Her hands have been clenched and trembling this entire time. Her adoptive father had died no more than a few hours ago, so it's no surprise that she can't turn off her feelings either. Sorry they're so loud, Bookworm. I'm sure they're all trying to lighten the mood. Are you sure you're all right with it? You've been moping around this entire time, the girl replied sarcastically. Touche. Honestly, I'm still dealing with it all. It's the first time someone I felt close to turned out to be a criminal. Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I said that in front of you of all people. I understand how hard that is, because I've been through it too, the girl said sympathetically.
私に読書の楽しさを教えてくれた先生だったんです。
The one responsible for my mother and father's deaths was the teacher who taught me to love reading. Damn, what the hell is this backstory? That happened to you? That teacher must have been the one behind the incident caused by a remnant of that religious movement, like Renegade Detective mentioned. Having your family killed by your beloved teacher, my heart aches at the thought of it.
殺人を犯す人は決して利害の存在なんかじゃない。みんな私たちと同じ人間。
It is possible to understand those people who commit murder. They are human, like us.
渋谷探偵にも彼女が強行に至った理
Just like
由
in
が
that show
あったはず。
Mindhunters.
それを解き明かすことこ
I
そ
miss Mindhunters.
私たち探偵の仕事です。
Downtown must have also had a reason for committing violent crimes. Solving that is exactly what our job is as detectives.
それってもしかして魔界さんの言葉?
Sounds like something Mystic would have told you. Bookworm says nothing, only nodding once in reply. Everything always has a logic behind it, and even seemingly unrealistic events occur for a reason. Mystic taught me something absolutely priceless.
渋谷さんは僕らを騙し続けていたけど、彼女から聞いた言葉のすべてが嘘だったなんて思えない。
Downtown may have been deceiving us from minute one, but I refuse to believe that everything she said was a lie.
文学さん、約束するよ。渋谷さんが八つ崎港に組みした理由は必ず解き明かしてみせる。
I'll make you a promise, Bookworm. I promise to find out why Downtown joined the Quartering Duke.
魔界さんのためにも、渋谷さんのためにもね。
For Mystic, and for Downtown.
序列最下位のくせによく言いますね。まあ期待せずに待っていますと少女は皮肉っぽく笑っていった。
Bold words for the lowest ranked detective. I won't keep my hopes up, said the girl with a sardonic smile. Bookworm snickers. She may be mocking me, but it's still a relief to see. I'll gladly take any amount of verbal abuse and derision if it helps soften the pain of losing Mystic.
みんな、通路の終わりが見えてきたよ。
Everyone, I can see the end of the passage.
何が待ち受けているかわからないから、慎重に進もう。
We don't know what lies ahead for us. Let's proceed with caution. A workaholic warns us from the front of the group. When I look forward, I notice that it's slightly brighter up ahead. So this long passageway does end, after all. I can feel Bookworm's hand clench in mine.
行こう、文学さん。
Let's go, Bookworm. I stay by her side as we talk toward the light, or as we walk toward the light. And then, a familiar dungeon stretches before us. This place is... A feverish sensation rises in the back of my head, and I feel as though I'm about to keel over from dizziness. Pushing past it, I slowly take in my environs, a strong sense of deja vu sinking into me. The cold, bleak space is choked by dust and a metallic odor. Our footsteps echo off the concrete, lit by flickering gray lights above. There's no mistaking it. This lifeless place is the same one I've been seen countless times in my dreams. It seems you've noticed it as well. Holmes appears next to me, scanning the room with a stern expression. This is where we were locked up 10 years ago. The Detective Alliance placed its HQ here to investigate the child abduction case that was so steeped in mystery a decade prior. There are so many questions I want to ask Holmes, but all the detectives are close by. I'll have to wait until later so I don't look suspicious. At least I'm not the only one who's surprised. Gracious me! Is this a cell block? Concealing a prison underground? Why, this could only be the work of a criminal organization.
つまり
探偵同盟は犯罪組織だったってことかな。こいつは驚きだね。
A criminal organization? So that's what the Detective Alliance was all along. What a twist.
芸道さん、その冗談はさすがに笑えませんわよ。探偵同盟が犯罪に加担するなどありえませんわ。
Was that little quip intended to elicit a laugh, Renegade? The Detective Alliance most certainly does not engage in illicit acts.
おっと、ごめんごめん。次は笑えるジョークを口にできるように努めるよ。期待していてくれ。
Oh ho, sorry about that. I promise my next one will have you in stitches. Look forward to it. Also, I only just now realized that there's going to be, from the investigation, there will be new lexicon to read, right? Oh, we got a lot. Okay, let's, residual thought. An oft-discussed topic in occultism. In the DA, the term is used to refer to thoughts that can be sensed from objects and occurrences. As the name suggests, these are remnants of past thoughts. Naturally, possessions and events reflect the cogitations of others to a considerable extent. Thus, in theory, the respective owner or cause can be traced by reading them. Ideal detective can, in fact, interpret these residual thoughts, enabling her to solve cases by, for instance, accurately guessing what sort of conversations took place in the past. The renowned Sherlock Holmes' abductive reasoning operates on a very similar principle. That is to say, this ability is not merely the work of an overactive imagination. I got 4 cases. I'll read the ones up here first. What is this? Gunjoji Detective Agency, an investigation agency run by Sasuke Gunjoji, also known as the alias of Degenerate Detective. True to this moniker, Gunjoji leads a hedonistic life of self-indulgence. A good-for-nothing, he gambles often, referring to as a brain training to excuse his greed. He does have a good side, however. For those who are truly in need, he'll always accept a case, regardless of pay. Wado may often be frustrated by Gunjoji, but he still idolizes him all the same. Since he hates heavy chore work, the agency is more often than not buried in trash. Wado spends his idle moments cleaning the place, making up the bulk of his part-time work there. The moral of the story is, be careful what jobs you apply for. Ikusa School of Arrest Techniques. A style of self-defense that Wado learned from his mentor, Mr. Gunjoji. Arrest techniques aim to subdue adversaries while minimizing injury and are widely practiced by public servants, including police officers. The Ikusa school builds upon and refines these techniques by using everyday objects for practical defense, enabling the user to fight in a variety of situations. Put simply, the style is specialized for street fights. Its creator, Odogiri Ikusa, is famously known as the most sinister bodyguard to ever walk this earth. Kung-fu. Within the Ikusa School of Arrest Techniques is Kung-fu, a peculiar art that involves fighting with handcuffs. It is characterized by using cuffs like brass knuckles to bolster both offense and defense, specialized in immobilizing an opponent's limbs, a general focus of the Ikusa school. Since handcuffs can easily be concealed in one's pocket, the art has proven quite popular among those who are less aggressively inclined, such as Wado. However, unlike other weapons, nothing in daily life resembles the shape of handcuffs, making any on-the-fly improvisation difficult. 4 cases. Case of the Vampire. In a certain country, corpse after corpse was discovered, with each displaying an unusual amount of blood loss. Culprit was believed to have bitten into the victims with inhuman teeth, partaking in their blood. The outrageous incidents came to be known as the Case of the Vampire. As the teeth were artificially made and no blood remained, no sufficient evidence could be found. Having failed to discover even so much as a motive, local authorities were close to letting the case go cold. It was at this time that a man appeared before police, introducing himself as Mystic Detective. He pointed them to Lugosi Kamaros, a man who suffered from allotriophagy, thus revealing the true nature of the case. Under pressure, Kamaros utilized his unnatural physical constitution to flee abroad, eventually contributing behind the scenes to the events of the Dayless Night incident. To this day, the fates of Kamaros and Mystic Detective are deeply intertwined. The case of the Ikebukuro Ripper. One day, in Ikebukuro, the upper half of a high school girl's severed body was discovered. The incident paralleled the urban legend of Teki Teki, the vengeful spirit of a schoolgirl who was cut in two. This captured the public's imagination, and rumors spread that the victim had been bullied at school, and that a girl she had bullied into committing suicide returned as Teki Teki to take revenge on her. Downtown, who was not a detective at the time, sensed something was amiss and began looking into the flurry of Teki Teki rumors herself. What her search revealed was that the victim had not been the school's head bully, and that another student was the actual ringleader. In other words, the Teki crimes may not have been over yet. Downtown gave up trying to convince the police after they brushed her off, instead of relying on her network of friends to launch a full-scale investigation. Following this case, Detective Gyaru, as she was formerly known, gained widespread attention, resulting in her induction to the detective lines. Case of the lycanthrope. The bodies of a renowned literary figure and his wife were discovered in a quiet residential area, seemingly mauled by some sort of beast. According to the lone survivor of the incident, their daughter, the culprit had the appearance of a werewolf, and an abnormally small one at that. Of course, the police did not take her claim seriously. The only person who was Mystic Detective, who had been dispatched by DA in response to her request. Mystic listened to the girl's words in earnest, chuckling as her concerned neighbors flocked to her in concern. I see. So the lycanthrope truly walks the earth, though this one appears to be a man-made origin. Naturally, the police paid no heed to his words either, and so Mystic headed to the culprit's home to hunt the beast himself. And lastly, the case of Building Number 6. Workaholic Detective was once requested to act as a personal bodyguard and wound up visiting Building Number 6, one of the eccentric manors constructed by famous architect Maicho Aragi. The owner of the building had received a threat declaring that they would be murdered. Amused, the owner decided to invite all those who held a grudge against them over to the manor. Within the building's hexagonal rooms, which were connected to each other like a honeycomb, the murderer killed one guest after another. Workaholic was swamped by the investigation, but a curious young boy caught his eye after he discovered a trove of evidence connecting the various crime scenes. The boy in question was said to have lost his family due to his penchant for attracting danger. Workaholic approached the hapless boy with a proposal. How would you like to try using that ability of yours to catch the killer? Such were the origins of Doleful Detective, though his is another story to tell. Huh. Let's go. That was a rebuke, not a critique, you lout.
下道ちゃんの冗談はさておき、謎が多い場所なことは間違いないわよね。
Renegades joking aside, this place brings up a hearty helping of questions.
なんだかここすごく嫌な気配がするよ。みんな気をつけてね。
I don't know what, but I'm sensing something really bad here. Watch your step, everyone.
飛躍君の言う通りだ。まずは冷静に全員で調査を進めていこう。
Doleful has the right of it. Let's keep calm and continue exploring the area.
僕らが歩いていた方角距離から通路は研究棟につながっていると考えていたけれど違った。この地下施設は明らかに誰かを監禁することが目的の場所だ。まさか探偵同盟は犯罪者を監禁する自警団的。
Based on our trajectory, I thought this would lead to snarks, but no. This is clearly a jail. Surely the DA didn't keep criminals here extra legally.
働きもしていたのか。そう考えると例の黒い機械が配備されていることも納得できる。しかしなぜそのようなことを。探偵が犯人を拘束する必要なんて皆無だ。まずは監禁されていた対象を。
Were they made to work here? That explained the black machines, but why? There's no need for a detective to detain a culprit and to start the...
科学の坊ちゃん、また自分の世界に入っちまってるぞ。ちゃんと社畜のおっさんの話を聞こうな。
Techie, Bud, you're in your own head again. Remember what old workaholic said, you hear?
ごめんなさい。
What? Oh, sorry.
文学さん、じっと牢屋を見つめてどうしたの？
Bookworm, you're staring at the cells. What's up?
来て。
Come here. Bookworm pulls me by my sleeve over to one of the countless cells in the room.
ベッドがあるし、鍵もかけられます。休息に最適な場所ではないですか。
These doors can be
少女は
locked.
グ
Oh,
ッドアイデアを伝えた。
of course. These doors can be locked, and there are beds as well. Would this not be a perfect place to rest? Asked the girl, offering a sound idea. Now that she's pointed it out, I can see a rather unconventional bed suspended by chains to the wall. There's an alcove where the frame would normally fold up into when non-use. Upon it is a simple mattress that should suffice for the purposes of rest. Bookworm looks utterly exhausted. Not only is she the youngest one here, but somebody dear to her was killed today. She may not have noticed yet, but I'm certain she's nearing the brink of exhaustion.
社畜さん、 みんな疲れていると思いますし、今日はもう休みませんか？
Hey, workaholic, how about we stop for today? Everyone's probably tired by now, right?
牢屋の鍵を見つけて各自で内側から施錠すれば安心して休むことができると思います。
If we find the keys, we can lock ourselves in and sleep safely tonight.
うん、それはいい案だね。じゃあ早速動ける人で鍵を探してみようか。
Yes, that's an excellent idea. Perhaps we could ask everyone who still has the energy to search for the keys.
安心しな。さっきそこの棚が妙に匂ったんで調べてみたらよ、鍵の束を見つけたぜ。
Don't even worry about it. One of the shelves back there smelled funny, so I took a look-see and found the keyring.
さすがはヤマトさん、本当にすごい嗅覚だね。
I swear, Crowdy, your sense of smell really is amazing.
みんな私以上に活躍してばかり。年長者として立つ瀬がないな。
Seems everyone's putting in much more effort than I am. I'm supposed to be the workaholic here. You're making me look bad.
皆さん、
I have a feeling workaholic's gonna be the next to go.
何の抵抗もありませんよね。
We're gonna lose a lot of the older people, it feels like. We're gonna be just a bunch of young adults and teens running around. Well, if no one objects to spending a night in a cell, then I suppose I can deign to accept it.
非日常的なことが続きすぎてて、感覚が麻痺してるんだよ、きっと。
We've been through a constant stream of unusual happenings lately. My senses are probably starting to grow numb. We check the cells just in case, ensuring there are no traps here like in the manor. There's no furniture apart from the beds, and since all the cells have the same layout, we finished fast. Nothing but rows and rows of bars like any jail.
どの牢屋に入るかみんなの希望がまとまったから図に起こしてみたよ。
Everyone's picked out their cells, so I sketched up a little diagram for us.
この図、社畜さん
Oh,
が
this
描いたん
diagram
ですか？
seems like it's going to be an important piece of
上
evidence.
手ですね。
Uh-oh. You drew this, workaholic. It's pretty good.
会社で上司から仕掛け絵本の企画を命じられたことがあってね。その時に練習したんだ。
I got a bit of practice in back when my supervisor at the office told me to make some drafts for a pop-up book.
企画はポシャったけど、娘が喜ぶような絵を描けるようになったから、結果オーライだよね。
The plan fell through, but now I can draw pictures that make my daughter smile, so it all worked out in the end.
事情が生々しいな。
Ooh, what a vivid story. At any rate, it's very easy to tell on the diagram where each detective is resting. A wide central path is sandwiched between a row of cells on either side. If we consider the room's entrance to be south, then the men are on the east side and the women on the west, out of consideration to the latter. Other than that, the detectives seem to be randomly distributed. Only one detail stands out to me.
文学さん、一人部屋でも大丈夫？
Will you be okay on your own, Bookworm?
はい。
Come again?
もしよかったら、今日は文学さんの部屋の入り口の近くにマットレスを敷いて、僕も同じ部屋で寝るよ。
If you'd like, I can place my mattress by the door and sleep in the same cell as you tonight.
そうすれば、侵入しようとする人がいても気づけると思うし。
That way, we'll notice if anyone tries to sneak in.
いきなり何を言い出しますの、あなた。
Well, I never. What the devil has gotten into you? Uh-huh. I feel the burn of every eye in the room boring into me. Did I say something wrong?
気持ちはわかるけど、文学ちゃんもレディーなんだから、同じ部屋で寝るとか言っちゃダメよ。
I get what he's trying to say. I also get slightly their reaction, but also it seems like an overreaction on their part where they're like, what the fuck? You dirty, dirty man. It's like, I'm like, I just don't think their reaction fits the crime. I'm sure you meant well, but Bookworm is a lady. Can't offer to sleep in the same room as her.
仲間同士なのに、どうしてそんな。
Huh? But we're on the same team. Why?
この変態ロリコン野郎。
Oh, fuck.
少女は黄金の右足を犯罪者予備軍のすねに叩き込んだ。
You child-chasing deviant, said the girl, planting a good firm kick on the wannabe criminal's shin with her right foot. Ow! I thought it was going to be funny if she didn't even end up kicking him and she just said it out loud. What did I do wrong? I was just worried. Why is she so mad?
これはワト君が悪いな。こってり絞られるといい。
It's on you, Watto. You deserve a good scolding.
どうして
But why? The only response I received to my question is Holmes' beaming smile.
どうしてノノの兄さんは責められてんだ？無残さの中で床で寝るのは確かに危険だけどよ。
They're rowdies on my son.
結構なことじゃねえか。
Why are you raking my bro incompetent over the coals? Sure, it's risky sleeping on these cold floors, but what's the big deal about them being chummy?
うん。ヤマトさんにはそのままでいてほしいかな。
Huh. I hope you never change, Rowdy. I enter my room and give it a once-over. Cobwebs cover the ceiling, making me uneasy about walking around without crouching. But the walls and bars are sturdy, so no one should be able to force their way in. I'll at least be able to sleep in peace. That leaves only one thing to worry about.
本当に文学君の元へ行くのか？また怒られるのがオチだぞ。
You're really thinking of checking on Bookworm again? It'd only make the girl even more upset.
彼女はきっと無理をしています。仲間として放っておけませんよ。
She's doing her best to keep a brave face on. I can't ignore a friend struggling like that.
今夜は君が気にしていたこの地下牢と探偵同盟の関係性を語ろうと思っていたんだが、文学君を優先するのか？
I was planning to share the connection between the DA and this dungeon since you seem so interested. Is Bookworm a higher priority?
その話はまた別の機会にお願いします。中井さんには多くのことを教わりましたから。
You can tell me about some other time. I owe Mystic for all that he's taught me.
こんな僕でも文学さんの力になれるなら
Rejected.
最善を尽くしたいんです。
So while I don't have much to offer, I still want to do all I can for his adopted daughter.
まったく他人のことになると石みたいに堅くなだな、君は。
Why do I even bother? When it comes to being altruistic, you're more stubborn than a mule.
では対話の時間はまた明日にでもゆっくり取るとしよう。君の好きに行動してみるといい。
Very well. We'll table this discussion until tomorrow. Go on. Do as you see fit.
はい。わがままを言ってごめんなさい。
Thanks. Sorry for being so difficult. I unlock the cell from inside and head out. A faint metallic noise echoes through the dungeon, giving me a start.
あれ？照明がつかない。モーションセンサーでつくって聞いたんだけど。
Huh? Lights aren't turning on, but I thought they were motion activated. The ceiling of the dungeon has a motion sensor. Normally, coming into the hall should trigger the lights. When Doleful first entered, they flicked on as soon as he stepped foot in the room.
夜間はモーションセンサーがオフになり、照明がつかないようプログラミングされているのだろう。
The motion sensor deactivates at night, and the lights are programmed to not turn on.
一度ついた電灯は時間経過で消えるし、センサーのオフが消灯時刻として機能しているわけだな。
Once active, the lights go off after a set amount of time. When the sensor shuts down, it acts as a lights out call for the dungeon.
なんだか暗闇に乗じて忍び寄るみたいで嫌ですね。
I don't like this. It feels like I'm sneaking around in the dark.
今さら気づいたのか？君は傍から見れば幼い少女に呼ばいをかける変質者だよ。
You only just noticed? Anyone else would think you're a pervert creeping toward a young woman's bedroom. Ugh. I finally realized how shady I must appear. Still, I can't let this go. I'm just going to check and make sure that Bookworm is sleeping alright. Having made up my mind, I start heading toward her cell, but then...
女性陣の眠る牢屋に何の用かな？
And what business do you have on the ladies' side of the dungeon? Huh? I turn around to see Workaholic right behind me. How did he get there? I failed to notice him at all, and the darkness hadn't helped.
確かに私は影が薄いけど、そこまで驚かれるとへこむな。
I know I don't leave much of an impression, but is seeing me really so frightening? Honestly, it stings a little.
ごめんなさい。僕やっぱりどうしても文学さんが心配で。
Sorry, I just couldn't stop worrying about Bookworm is all.
そうだと思ったよ。私も同じだ。
I thought as much. Same goes for me.
それに、私たちだけじゃないみたいだよ。
Seems we're not the only ones either. Huh?
野郎の声がすると思ったらあんたたちかよ。
Thought I heard someone in need of a beatdown, but I guess it was just the two of yous.
考えていたことは同じみたいね。一緒に文学ちゃんの顔を見に行きましょう。
Looks like we all had the same idea. Shall we go check on Bookworm together? Oh no, she ends up being dead. Oh, this game. We join Rowdy and Gourmet and make our way over to Bookworm's cell as a group.
どうして大人数で
she's alive.
私の部屋に？
Christ averted for now.
少女は思いもしない客人たちに驚きつつ尋ねた。
Why are all of you here? The girl asked, surprised by the crowd of unexpected visitors. Bookworm is wide awake. The moment she noticed us approaching, she moved forward and posed her question.
美食さんが非常用のお菓子を持ってるっていうから、その文学さんも食べるかなって。
Oh, Gourmet says she brought snacks in case of emergency. And well, we thought you might like some. Yeah.
嘘が下手すぎです。それでも探偵ですか？少女は軽蔑の目を無能探偵へ向けた。
Your lying skills are abysmal, and you call yourself a detective. Girl snaps, leering scornfully at incompetent detective. Irk. I'm disappointed in my weak excuse, but Bookworm merely sighs deeply before retrieving the key to her cell from her pocket.
扉の前で騒がれると寝ている方々の迷惑です。ひとまず中へ入ってください。と語り、少女はしぶしぶ開錠してあげた。
Causing a ruckus outside will disrupt everyone trying to sleep. Come inside for now, said the girl, reluctantly unlocking the door.
ありがとう。
Thanks.
次に大声を出したら帰ってもらいます。と少女は警告した。
Speak too loudly and you're out of here, warned the girl.
はい。
Got it. After she let us in, we all sit in a circle on the floor of Bookworm's cell. The cold concrete floor makes me shiver. Sitting here is one thing, but sleeping like this would be another. Now I understand why the beds are suspended from the walls.
文学ちゃん、好きなお菓子はあるかしら？私、趣味がツーリングだから、全国のご当地お菓子を持ち歩いているのよ。
Is there a snack in particular you prefer, Bookworm? I love road trips, so I have local favorites from all across the country.
ツーリングとお菓子に関係性はないのでは？と少女は素朴な疑問を口にした。
Are road trips and snacking truly all that relevant to one another? Asked the girl, guilelessly voicing her doubt.
もう何を言ってるの？ツーリングといえばサービスエリアでの食事とお土産の物色でしょ？
Oh, now, what are you talking about? Road trips are all about eating and taking home souvenirs from pit stops, right?
きっと多くのツーリング好きの主目的はそこではないと思いますよ。
I don't think that's why most people take road trips.
あんこサンドをもらってもいいかな。実は大好物なんだ。
Could I have a jelly donut? They're one of my favorites.
社畜のおっさん。なんつうかあんた、お菓子の趣味まで地味なんだな。
Yeesh, Pops. Even your taste in snacks is boring. Damn.
もう諦めてるよ。私はどう考えても地味な男だからね。
Haha. I give up. Seems I'm doomed to be an average Joe no matter what I do.
キャラ付けのために魔界探偵
He also
の
screams like
名を
murderer
政
for the
権を
next
挙げましょ
case.
うか
I gotta say.
少女は最高の打開策を提案した
I think he dies one way or the other. That's how I'd put it. To further your typecast, I could lend you the holy blade Mystic Detective held so dear, said the girl, offering an excellent solution.
いやそれはちょっと
I'm not too sure I follow.
政権と会社員はどうあがいても噛み合わなそう。
How exactly do holy blades and office workers go together?
ですが近年は会社員がトラックにひかれて勇者になる筋書きの小説も多々ありますよと少女は自らの案を補足する
There are a plethora of stories about such people getting hit by cars and waking up as heroes, said the girl, explaining herself.
それ異世界転生ものだよね。政権を持つ前に転生しないといけないやつ。
But that's because they get reincarnated in a new world, right? I think that part has to happen before they get any sacred weaponry.
あなたすぐに突っ込みますね突っ込み探偵に解明したらどうですかと少女は突っ込みに突っ込みを返した
Always with the snappy comebacks. Perhaps we should rename you Retort Detective, counters the girl with a volley of verbal riposts. Everyone bursts out laughing at Bookworm Detective's but merciless barbs. Feels like Bookworm's been speaking more. Maybe she's starting to relax. I'll be happy if this visit helps her, even if only a bit. As we eat Gourmet's assortment of snacks and continue chatting, I begin to hear lively voices drifting in from afar. It's Armor and Techie. Clank, clank, clanking around. We hadn't seen either of them for some time. What's more, Armor's carrying a bag bulging with food.
武装さん、その食料どうしたの？
Where did you find that, Armor?
毒ガスが満ちる前に食堂から持ち出してきたのである。
I fetched it off from the dining room before the poisonous gas filled the chamber.
我の鎧は多少の毒ではびくともしない。我だけが果たし得る任務だったのだ。
Such paltry toxins are no match for mine armor. This was a quest none but I could undergo.
鎧は平気でもあなた自身は平気じゃないでしょう。まだガスが蔓延していなかったから助かっただけでガスを吸っていたら普通に死んでいましたよ。
Your armor may have been safe, but you weren't. You only got away because the gas hadn't fully spread. If you inhaled it, you would have died.
念のためピカピカくんで除染した後奥のシャワー室で鎧を洗ったから平気だと思いますけどもう絶対にしないでください。
Just in case, I washed your suit in the shower after sanitizing you with squeaky cleany. You should be fine now, but don't do that again.
武装さんのせいでもう除染用の薬品がすっからかんです。次は助けてあげられませんからね。
Thanks to you, I'm all out of decontaminant now. If someone ends up getting poisoned again, I won't be able to save them anymore.
すまなかったのである。
My apologies. Armor's clearly dismayed by Techie's unusual display of anger. I'm grateful to Armor, but his actions really are far too unsafe. We're in danger as it is, acting alone only increases the risk of being ambushed. But still, no matter how rash Armor may be, this particular bout of recklessness doesn't quite make sense.
食料が大事なのはわかるけど、どうして単独行動してまで取りに行ったの？
I know this food's important, but why did you make the executive decision to go and get it?
どうしてもこれだけは持ち出さなければならないと思ったのだ。
Wherefore, you ask? Why? Because I felt myself compelled to retrieve this. Armor takes out a plastic container with sandwiches neatly packed inside it. Bookworm gasps almost immediately.
それはお父さんの
Those are father's.
その通りである。魔界殿が作ってくれたブリティッシュサンドの余りだ。このサンドだけでも残ってはいまいかと改めて冷蔵庫を見に行ったのである。
Verily, they are what remain of the sandwiches Sir Mystic crafted. I was loath to abandon them, and so I searched through the refrigerator anew. Earlier, the chaotic mess of food scattered about distracted us from thoroughly scouring the fridge. Sandwiches must have been hidden in the back.
食料なら昼にほとんどぐちゃぐちゃにされていたのを一緒に確認したよね。どうして今更冷蔵庫のチェックを？
But you saw how almost all the food was destroyed in the afternoon, right? What made you decide to go through the fridge again now?
冷蔵庫を荒らしたのは渋谷殿であろう。
Lady downtown was responsible for throwing the refrigerator into disarray, was she not?
彼女ならいくらトリックに必要だとはいえ、魔界殿が最後に作った料理を足毛にできるとは思えなかったのである。
No matter what trickery she concocted, I was uncertain that she would ever lay a hand on the last thing Sir Mystic ever made.
そっか。それは、そうだね。
I see. You might be right about that.
くんくん、毒の香りはなし。渋谷ちゃんは本当にそのサンドイッチには何の手出しもしなかったのね。
No poison detected. Downtown didn't do a thing to spoil these British sandwiches.
あれだけ荒らされたのに不思議だわ。タッパーに詰められていたおかげかしら。
And that's despite trashing the rest of it thoroughly. Perhaps it's because they were inside a plastic container.
違うと思います。
No, I don't think that's it. The words slip out of my mouth.
このサンドは魔界さんの最後の手料理だから、文学さんに残してあげたかったんじゃないでしょ
He's
うか。
assuming the best in her. This is the last meal Mystic ever made. Downtown probably wanted Bookworm to have it.
優しい想像ね。その魔界ちゃん当人を殺した殺人鬼にそんな思いやりができるのかしら。
That's a rather kind thing to say about the person who murdered Mystic. What makes you think that's the case?
姉さん、俺も無能の兄さんに同意だぜ。渋谷の野郎はきっとこの手料理にだけは手を出せなかったんだよ。
Actually, Gourmet, I'm with my man Incompetent on this. That good for nothing downtown made a point of leaving these Sammys alone.
殺人鬼だって人間だ。どこかしら心が壊れていても鬼畜にまでは成り下がれねえんだろうぜ。
Even killers are human. Doesn't matter how messed up in the head they are. They ain't never full-on diabolical monsters.
渋谷さんは幼なじみを八つ崎港に殺されている。そんな彼女がなぜ八つ崎港に加担したのか理由が見えないね。
Downtown lost a close friend to the Quartering Duke. Can't fathom why she would throw in with him after that.
渋谷さんの強行の裏にはその親友の死が関わっていると思うんです。彼女が八つ崎港に浸水していたなんてどうしても思えません。
I think her friend's death is why she became a murderer, but I also have a hard time believing she would be so devoted to the Quartering Duke. Downtown gave us a hint about the Quartering Duke cases right before she died. Her face in those final moments looked so incredibly sad. There's no way to know what she was thinking then. Still, I want to believe that she was rooting for us to beat him in the end.
恨んでいるはずの八つ崎港にどうして手を貸したのか、その理由を紐解くことが八つ崎港事件を解決する糸口になると信じています。
Why did she help a serial killer she should have hated? That question's the first step to solving the mystery behind the Quartering Duke.
なあ、私も同感だよ。この事件の裏に渦巻く妄執の種を暴かない限り、八つ崎港事件を解決することは難しいだろう。
Yes, I agree. Unless we uncover the root of the delusion swirling around this incident, we won't get any closer to solving the mystery of the Duke.
このまま奴の好きにはさせない。何をしてでも止めてみせる。
I won't let the Duke have free reign. No matter what it takes, I'll stop him.
そのサンドイッチを含めて食料に毒が付着していないのは確認済みですよ。せっかくですし、皆さんで食べませんか？
I finished my sweep. None of the food has been poisoned. The sandwiches included. Since we're all already here, why don't we enjoy a meal together?
文学さん？
Bookworm? Sniffle. Sad. Tears well in Bookworm's eyes as she clutches a sandwich. Her lips tremble and her voice falters as she fights to keep herself from weeping.
文学さん、泣きたかったら泣いていいんだよ。
Bookworm, It's okay to cry if you want to, you know.
少女。私には泣く権利がないと思った。
The girl thought, I have no right to cry.
キュウリが嫌いだからといって魔界探偵がいくら作ってくれてもこのサンドイッチを食べなかった。
I hate cucumbers.
ありがとうと
I hate cucumbers. No matter how often Mystic Detective made them, I could never stand these sandwiches. I never even said thank you. Bookworm strained to speak in her usual manner, struggling with all her might to narrate from an objective third-person perspective. Maybe all of this is a coping mechanism for a girl who already lost her beloved family once. Seeing her desperation is heart-wrenching.
少女はお礼の一つも言えない。泣いたところで後悔の念しか湧き上がらない。いいことなどない。
The girl never said thank you. Not even once. As she sobs, she feels nothing but regret. It's all so awful. The girl, she...
理屈なんて必要あるかバカ野郎。
Now's not the time for logic, numbnuts.
親父が死んだんだろ。そんなの悲しいに決まってるだろうが。泣いていいんだよ。大声でみっともなく涙を流しちゃいいんだ。
Look, your dad just died, yeah? So of course you're sad. Go ahead and cry. Open the dam and sob up the storm. The girl... Bookworm hides her face. She must understand this on a rational level. But it may be that her social awkwardness stops her from accepting the truth. I can sympathize, given my own interpersonal ineptitude.
文学さん、今日だけは僕たちにだけは弱さを見せてもいいんじゃないかな。
Bookworm, just this once, it's okay to be vulnerable in front of us.
僕たちは君の味方だから。君の弱さを決して笑ったりしないし、懸念もしない。
We're on your side here. We won't laugh or talk about this behind your back.
中井さんも仲間のことは信頼していたよね。だから文学さんも信じてほしいんだ。僕たちのことを。
Mystic trusted his companions, didn't he? So, I think it'd be good for you to trust us too, Bookworm. Bookworm looks up, her gaze meeting mine. Tear escapes one of her eyes, running down her cheek as she stares at me. The girl... I...
私はちゃんとお父さんにお礼を言いたかった。もっと一緒にいたかった。もっとたくさんのこと教わりたかった。
I wish I could have told him thank you. I wish I could have spent more time with him. I wish I could have learned more from him.
お父さん、ごめんなさい。最後まで素直な娘になれなくて。ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry for being such an awful daughter. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's as if all the tears she bottled up had burst from her eyes at the same time. Bookworm sobs unabashedly. It's shocking to see her like this, compared to how stoic she usually looks. As I thought, she'd been repressing these feelings this entire time. It's only natural. Detectives aren't perfect, flawless heroes, after all. Like when Holmes and Mystic died, or when Downtown defected to the enemy, I'm reminded once again that every DA member is still just a human being. We sit alongside Bookworm in silence until she finishes crying. We do this in hopes that tomorrow she'll be able to take her first steps going forward. We do this in order to support her forever and always.
そんな遠くから見守っていないで、家族さんも文学さんの牢屋に入ったらどう？
No need to watch from all the way out there, Posh. Why don't you join them?
心配だったんだよね、家族さん。この地下牢に入ってからずっと目で文学さんを追っていたし。
You were concerned too, weren't you? I noticed you keeping your eyes on Bookworm ever since we arrived, dear.
はあ、何を言っていますの？高貴な私が庶民の心配などするわけがありませんでしょ。
Pardon? Just what are you insinuating? Why would I, a lady of society's uppermost strata, fuss over the plight of a commoner?
私はただ足手まといのお子ちゃまがちゃんと吹っ切れられるかどうか様子を伺っていただけですわ。
I merely wish to observe whether or not that burdsome girl would be able to move past this.
そういうあなたの方こそ合流すればよろしいではありませんの？あなたの仲良しの庶民も一緒にいるのでしょ？
You ought to be joining them yourself rather than telling me to do so. Your fellow lowborns are waiting for you.
不幸を呼び込む僕にあの輪に入る資格なんてないよ。
All I do is bring misfortune wherever I go. There's no place for me in that circle.
僕さえいなければきっと魔界さんも死なずに済んだんだ。僕のこの体質はいつだって誰かを傷つける。誰かと一緒にいちゃいけないんだ。
If I wasn't here, Mystic would still be alive. My abilities always end up hurting someone else. I shouldn't even be allowed near other people.
そんなことはないでしょう。あなたの力のおかげで実際に私たちは助けられているのですし。
That's entirely untrue. Your abilities have been nothing short of invaluable to us.
ほら、やっぱり優しい。
Look at that. You really are kind. Yeah.
家族さんは手を取り合える人だって信じてる。もし僕の身に何かが起こったら、僕の代わりに無能くんを助けてあげてね。
Posh, I know you're the kind of person who can work well with others. If something ever happens to me, help be competent on my behalf.
不吉なことを言うんじゃありませんわよ。私がいる以上、もう八つ咲き幸之助にさせるものですか。
I'll thank you not to speak such ominous things. Do you truly believe I'd allow that so-called Duke to have his way on my watch?
私が必ず八つ咲き子を捕まえてみせますわ。
Mark my words, the one who apprehends the courting Duke will be none other than me.
そんなに笑うと文学さんたちにバレちゃうよ。
If you keep laughing like that, Bookworm and the others will notice us. Okay. I know it's awkward and short. Well, no, it's not awkward. I know the stream ends up being short, but if we end on such a nice clean break here, we didn't even hit an hour, but honestly, we had started so late. We get a little bit of reading in. Like I said, I'll have a lot of time off here starting midway this week. So really, there will have to be some big chunks of process of elimination read over the next, like, I would say week and a half. So don't you worry your pretty little head. Also, I had known this for a while, but I might as well start to say it now. I was tipped off that this game has, like, a new game plus mode that has, like, then extended or bonus, like, scenes or something. I don't know to what extent those bonus new game plus scenes are or how important they are, but I am almost guaranteed that I will not be replaying this game just for new game plus to see some scenes. So unless something drastic changes, but both time-wise and effort-wise, like, I don't feel like that might be something I want to do. So probably once we finish the game and we roll credits on this, I'll probably find a video online somewhere to experience and just watch any additional new game plus scenes. So again, I don't know how important they are or to what extent they are. I don't know if they're just goofy. I don't know if they're just extra. I don't know if they're, like, more explain the story, but I just, time-wise, is mostly the reason why, like, I don't want to, even if I skip through the text, if I'm just going to do that again but then just go through the motions of replaying it, just so that I can see the extra scenes. Like, I might as well just find a video and watch it, and we'll do that on stream. But not to get too ahead of myself, but I'm gonna put that into the universe now. So there'll be that. Just in case you're curious. Also, I'm extra yapping just so I can hit at least the hour mark. Obviously not like it matters, but I was seeing that. That's funny. So yeah, streams should be happening tomorrow, and tentatively should not be starting late. And the goal is to just play a lot of Demon School tomorrow night. A few hours, several hours, a handful of hours tomorrow. Demon School, we'll put a good another chunk into that. I'm actually having quite a bit of fun of that in that game. And it kind of goes at a fast pace, so we'll get more of that done tomorrow, and then no stream on Wednesday. So midweek, no stream. But then we'll be back Thursday on Thanksgiving. Will I be doing any special Thanksgiving thing? Almost certainly not. Unless you think my presence is just special. My presence online. And honestly, you should be thinking that. Not to like toot my own horn or anything, but... Alright, I'm gonna head out. Did I save? Did I hit save already? I want to make sure. Alright. Great. Bookworm is sad. I feel sad for her. Kind of sad. It really is sad. Like I said, if anything happens to Bookworm, there'll be hell to pay after losing both Mystic and Downtown last chapter. Got the snazzy music. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow night. Have a nice rest of your night. Take it easy.